Derek Thomas on Infuse TV with 9-time UFC veteran. Also, my brother, right? We're brothers, same
brothers.
name.
I'm like your father.
Yeah, he's my father also. And great show tonight. Did some commentating. How did it go?
Man, it was pretty good, man. I had a rough start commentating, but I actually, pulled it together about like halfway through. Found my rhythm, found my range, and it was a lot of fun. Excuse me, like I'm texting while I'm doing this interview, but I have to because that's what I'm known for more than anything else is text messages. So like I'm gonna text through this whole interview.
That's fine, man. Tell the person I said hi. Actually.
All right, I'm gonna tell them.
That's great, man. Yeah. It's all right that you got through a rough start because I got through a rough start doing these interviews.
Did you?
Yeah. So we're kind of like twins. Also, we should add that to them.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Father, son, twins. So listen, I was eating candy all night. You would be surprised by the amount of candy wrappers that I left on the table. You want some candy?
Yeah, sure. Let me take some.
Yeah.
Right here, man.
So as for the fight tonight, Roger Warrior certainly proved to be a good show. I mean, a great show. I think it's the best amateur show in the state. In fact, it's the best amateur show I've ever been to. It's better than most pro shows I've ever been to. Great fights. I mean, the talent level of these guys is amazing. We saw some great fights tonight. The Wesley Barnes and Carlos Lopez fight was a great fight. Bentley Seiler, Mike Simmons, a great fight. I just can't wait to the next one. I mean, I always look forward to these things.
That is true. Now, what do you think was the fight of the night?
I'm going to go with Bentley Seiler and Mike Simmons. I mean, I was commentating that fight. I brought Sam McCoy in to commentate with me on that fight. And he was, the first thing he said was like, sometimes you can't tell the difference in amateur and pros. I mean, if you saw, like, the skill level of the guys, if you just saw the skill of these guys, you would think they were professionals. I mean, clean technique, great balance, great, just great strategies. I mean, really professional level guys, just kind of, at the mercy of the rules of being an amateur. And that's what I think sucks. They can't really showcase all their skills because, again, they're at the mercy of being an amateur.
That's true. Now, tell us about your experience. You went to Pennsylvania, you went up against a really good fighter, but a black belt like yourself, you submitted him with an arm bar.
Man, listen, I am old. I'm an old dog. I had a fight about a little more than a month ago in Pennsylvania. I fought a young kid, an up-and-coming kid, Cody Bollinger. He was 12-2, trains with a great camp. Joe Stevenson's in California, does his fight camps with Greg Jackson. So, I mean, and he was on the list for top guys to watch for 2012 or 2011. I had a decent fight with him. I caught him early. He's a strong kid. But, with my experience, I'm just good at catching people. If I don't catch you, you might beat me. You know what I'm saying? Like, you might get a decision on me because, like, I'm gonna do what I have to do to catch you, even if it's give up positions. But I'm really good at catching people sometimes. I think that's one of the skills that I have. That I can just kind of catch you slipping that one time. If we fight twice, you might beat me, but the first time I'm gonna catch you.
You're like so humble, man.
Because like fighting is just, it's to me it's just the fight game is weird. I practice martial arts for my life. And the fight part is just kind of like something I do as an extension of what I do. As an extension of my martial arts. It's not the basis of what I do. The basis of what I do is practice martial arts because I love doing it. I'm a gym rat. But fighting is just kind of something I do for fun and just to and plus for the fans too. People like to see.
That's true.
To watch fights.
Are we going to see you back in the cage again?
I hope so. I'm waiting for a call. So like if Dana White, Sean Shelby, if you're listening, if you're watching, give me a call because I ain't got a lot of time. You know what I'm saying? I ain't got to watch because I want time to stop. I'm 35 years old now. Call me. If you don't call me, I'm going to come running looking for you.
He's ready. Back to the UFC, man.
Back to the UFC.
Dean Thomas, thanks a lot.
Kendrick Thomas.
All right, and I will get home.
All right.
I won't pass curfew.
Yeah, get home.
Oh, well.
Tell your mama to whoop you.
Kendrick Thomas on Infuse TV with Phil Bam Bam Daru.
Yes, sir.
Oh, man. What's your take on the whole show tonight? We had a lot of great wars out there.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. It was pretty good event. A lot of people showed up. A lot of people from Port St. Lucie, Fort Pierce. Good standing. I like it. It was good fights, too.
Oh, that's really great, man. What's your take on Hector Hernandez fight? I was actually Jason Gladey on it. And it was a really good fight. War. He won by unanimous decision. And John Rivera said he's going to come out kind of scrappy, more aggressive. But, man, Hector Hernandez went out there and did his thing. What's your take on that?
I've been training with Hector for a while now. And I mean, training with him is kind of like you have to be on your toes, nonstop. You know what I'm saying? we sparred like not too long ago, actually a week ago, and I was, popping the jab out. I'm more of a stand-up fighter, you know that.
Yeah.
And, I was popping the jab out, and he was working his thing. He wanted to take me down. And Hector, by chance, he's 135. He walks around 135 soaking wet. I walk around about 185. And Hector got me on the takedown, you know what I'm saying? And he's a really wiry guy, so I don't have no doubts that anytime he gets in the ring, he's going to win. So, he did his thing tonight. I'm proud of him.
That's good. What about Donnie Bush's fight against Jose? What's his name? Jose Cortez. That was really good. Second round.
Hey, Cortez, man, he's a tough dude, man. He was a fight out in Imperial.
Yes.
Yeah, he's a tough dude, man. Donnie actually came to us about a couple of weeks ago, and good wrestler. We actually trained a couple of times. He's a good grappler, you know what I'm saying. Trying to work on his hands and his striking ability, but he's a force to be reckoned with. So,
that's great. Now, what's your take on the 2 semifinal fights? Unfortunately, it didn't land in American Top Team PSL's way, but it still turned out to be 2 great fights.
Yeah, it was good. I mean, Carlos is my brother, so whatever, and Ray is too. But, whatever happens here, he can take and learn from it. You know what I'm saying? He definitely has no regrets. He trained his butt off. So did Ray, you know what I'm saying? Unfortunately, it didn't come out their way, but they can learn from this and grow. You know what I'm saying? So,
what's it like training with them both?
Both? Like I said, you gotta be on your toes. Carlos, I kind of, every time I go against him in sparring, and I always save him for the last bit because he always got that high energy, high intensity. And I always like to, challenge myself, and challenging myself with him, it always happens. I have him come to my gym, Daru Fitness Performance. I have him come there, and he works with me there too. We go to American Top Team, we work there. Ray, same thing, you know what I'm saying? Ray's a tough guy. I mean, anything that Ray, wants to do, he does. He sticks to his game plan. Unfortunately, like I said, he went against Federico and, black belt. What are you gonna do? So, but they both did great. It's okay that it didn't come out their way, but they will learn from it and grow.
That's true. Now you have a fight coming up next month. Tell us about that.
Oh, yes, sir. July 27th, RFC, I'm coming back. It's going down. Bam Bam's back, baby. I don't know too much about my opponent. He's a pro debuter. It doesn't really matter. I get down. So whatever happens, I'm gonna do me, and we gonna bang it out, and I'm gonna get this victory, baby.
Okay, that's what I'm talking about. Kendrick Thomas, Infuse TV, Phil Bam Bam Daru, American Top Team, and also Daru Fitness Performance, Daru Diet. Am I missing anything, man?
Oh, I got a new
Outside
book out.
the Cage.
Outside the Cage documentary. I got a new book out, a recipe book. Get it. $25. Don't miss it. It's 60 recipes. I got it. Daru Diet, baby, on point.
Great. Thanks a lot. All right. You do that. Kendrick Thomas on Infuse TV with my main man, Jason.
What's up, man?
Gladey.
How you doing, baby?
I'm doing great, man. Now, I got to speak to you at the last Rise of War. You was preparing for your fight in Pennsylvania. The same card as Dean Thomas. Now you're back. You won by guillotine in the first round. I got to speak to you a couple of days ago. You said he was like, man, I didn't even throw one punch. It's almost like you didn't really fight.
Yeah. That's what's up. That's what we really like to do during all these fights. We try to get in, get out. Try to take as least damage as possible and inflict as much as possible. The fight went pretty fast. The guy actually took the fight 4 days notice. By the time he cut weight and everything, he was actually 20 pounds heavier than me by the day of the fight. So in actuality, I was kind of worried that he was a little bit bigger, but I didn't let that deter me from my goal. When I step into the cage, it's like I'm a total animal, and I don't like anybody trying to come up with my home and tell me what's up. So went out and felt it out. Tried some high kick, he fell. I just jumped on him immediately, guillotined him minute 3.
Oh man, that's awesome. Now you got to fight on the same card as Dean Thomas, 9-time UFC veteran and your main mentor. What was that like?
Oh, that was actually the most surreal experience right there. To sit there and actually gauge a guy that I was looking at before I even started training, and I gauged my fighting style after him. So to be on the same card with Master Dean Thomas, that was what was up. It felt real good. Especially to come out with 2 first-round finishes on the same card. So they couldn't have expected a better win.
That's great. What's your take on the whole show tonight?
My take on the whole show, it was an excellent show. A lot of bangers out there. Everybody was game to fight. A lot of the fights didn't go exactly the way we planned, but chalk it up to a learning lesson. And get back in the gym and try to work on our holes.
That's true, man. What's your take on Hector Hernandez fight against John Rivera? That was a really good one. Hector came out, he did a really good job striking, took him down as well. It was good all around, and he won by unanimous decision.
Exactly. Hector, he's a scrappy little dude in the gym. He's actually one of the guys that I try to get him as much work in, just because I know his work ethic is hard. He works hard, he pushes hard, and he's always improving in all his areas. So we told him straight up, just go out, relax, have fun, and just go out there and do your thing. The shots will be there. Just open them up, work your angles. The shots will definitely be there for him.
Great, man. Kevin Thomas, Infuse TV, Jason Gladey, you're the man, dude.
Oops.
Oops.